Hello, this is Robyn of Heart Guided Intuition. Welcome to my channel. Happy Halloween if you celebrate it. So, I wanted to just have a little fun because this is a general reading for weekend of October 31st and November 1st. 2020, which is Halloween. There is a full moon on Halloween, a full moon in Taurus. I'm not an astrologer, but I follow it a little bit. And some people celebrate Dia de los Muertos, which is honoring the ancestors. A lot of earth-based religions and spirituality people, they honor the ancestors this weekend. The veil is thin, supposedly, which I think is kind of like all that way, that way all the time. But anyway, I feel like, wow, a lot of cards wanted to talk. I wasn't going to do this reading because I was going to have my last reading be like the ending of October reading and the Halloween and the full moon and all that. But for some reason, I just wanted to, I don't know, I felt this like compulsion to do a reading for you. So for this weekend, October 31st and November 1st. So I know there's a lot going on in our world. There's, here in the United States, there's the election coming up in a matter of days. There's a lot of energy, of course, with the pandemic going on all over the world. And a lot of cards wanted to talk. So I also, I'm taking this opportunity to kind of mix in Halloween masks. Masks are very symbolic. There have been masks since the beginning of time. People have used masks for a variety of purposes, both sacred and theatrical, and it's fascinating. So the mask, and it's also a symbol of personas that we can project outward to others. That's very pertinent right now because right now it is a time of getting to the heart of who we are, taking off our masks. When do we want to wear our mask? What mask are we choosing to wear? And when do we want to take off that mask and what's underneath? Okay, so, and this, I wanted to show you this. I thought, let me wear this when I was going to choose a half mask, which just, goes over my eyes. But I chose this one because I made this. This is one of many masks I made several years ago. And it's made of paper mache. And I made it myself. I've been making masks, let's see, probably like at least 30 years. So this is one of them. It's, it's kind of simple, but it's one of my favorites, and it's very autumny, as you can see, and I love autumn. So autumn is another thing. Autumn, the ending. A lot of people, there are people in different faiths who see this time of year as a new beginning, the beginning of a new year. But it's also an ending, obviously, here in the Northern Hemisphere. It's an ending. We are constantly in a cycle of ending, beginnings, endings, rebirths, the cycle of life. I mean, down in the Southern Hemisphere, it's spring. So there's new life. So there needs to be an ending to something before there's a new beginning. So with that, let me get into the cards. Okay, so here's your reading. I hope you enjoy it. There are a lot of cards that wanted to come out and talk with you. The first card is from the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck, and it's Hummingbird. And yes, I know that my camera shows you things in reverse. The Hummingbird, this is really interesting. Okay, I'm familiar with what this card means in this particular deck, which partially is about boundaries, knowing, protecting your boundaries and going on a great journey, being able to be much stronger than you think you are, even though, like, the hummingbird is very small, it's very fast, but it travels over long distances. It migrates from North America to Central and South America That's a long, long distance to travel. So it's much stronger than it looks. But the hummingbird has other qualities as well. The hummingbird is known to be, I know part of the meaning for this card, it's rising above any kind of stress or obstacle in order to go to the flowers, go to the beauty. And hummingbird, that's one thing I know about hummingbird, is they kind of need a rarefied atmosphere in order to thrive. So this is about you finding out, take off your mask, or maybe put on the mask of who you are, dance it out, whatever it is. Who are you choosing? If you celebrate Halloween, what are you choosing to be, and why? Is it a part of your inner persona and a part of your facet of your personality that wants to really be expressed? Why do you choose it? Hummingbird needs a rarefied atmosphere in order to thrive. It needs very specific food, very specific climate in order to do well. They're beautiful, delicate birds. And like I said, stronger than they look because they're very small, and yet they make these great journeys from one continent to the next. North America and South America. And yet they need beauty. They need, they require, a certain atmosphere in order to thrive. They need certain flowers. They read about hummingbird if this resonates with you. But this is like the overall theme with there are a lot of other cards that came out, and I'm using 7 different decks for this one weekend reading, because this is the last day of October, the first day of November. We're in Scorpio territory right now. And happy birthday to any Scorpios. Okay? So this is about finding out what makes you thrive. Finding out your true self. What makes you thrive? What keeps you going? What makes your heart sing? What makes you strong? What foods do you need to eat? What climate? What do you need around you in order to do well? And in order to be your truest self, and to express your truest self and be your truest self, what kind of geography, climate, what do you need? What kind of home do you need? Colors, foods, whatever it is. Hummingbird, this is the main theme for all the other cards, is getting to the root of who you are. And I know I've been saying that in the prior readings, but it's coming out very, very strongly right now. And also the election here in the United States, it's all about finding out what are our values individually, checking in with what means something to you, and making choices based on what's important to you. Other people, climate, environment, protection for animals, protection for the environment. What's important to you? That people are safe, that people have health care, whatever it is. What are your values? What's going to make you thrive? And yes, this is a very individual card. What's going to allow you to thrive, to be your best self, your most genuine self, and then making decisions and choices based on who you know you are and what you know you need. Okay? Being very clear with it too, which might involve embracing some shadows. But hummingbird is lovely. You can read about hummingbird medicine, which is, hummingbird animal symbolism. There's a wonderful website. One of my favorite websites to go to is it's either What's My Sign. I think it's What's My Sign. Avia. She does a wonderful website, all different animals and symbolism of whether it's animals, gemstones, weather patterns, things like that. So it's what's your sign or what's my sign? Avia Venefica. Okay, she's great. And if you're looking specifically for animal symbolism, it is Ted Andrews has that book, Animals Speak, which is wonderful and very knowledgeable. And you can read about also the animals themselves. So aside from reading about their symbolism, if you study certain animals and their qualities, how they live, where they live, how they get their food, how they thrive, it will tell you a lot about what it's trying to tell you. Okay, so first and foremost, this reading is about what makes you flourish. Okay, one thing that makes me flourish is beauty and art. Okay, and making things like this. So let's pick up the next cards, and I haven't looked at them yet. I haven't, I swear. All right, the next three are from, I'm going to do three at a time with these tarot. The next three are from the Gilded Tarot, which I love. Ooh, okay. Yes, something's been a burden. 10 of Wands. There's been something that's been extremely heavy to carry and stressful. And it has to do with, can be business, but it can also mean your passions, your, things that you want to do, things that you're carrying. Maybe you're carrying things for other people. Embrace that Queen of Wands, where she gets stuff done. She's in touch with herself. She is fiery and dynamic, and she's passionate, and she knows exactly what she wants to get done and how to do it. And then move forward. The Chariot. The Chariot is about finding that balance between two different sides and making it work. Finding that balance between the things that, like what you're carrying and what you really want to be doing. Minimize the stress. Get very clear on who you are, just like the hummingbird, okay? What do you need to thrive and be passionate and creative and have a joyful life? Find it, and you'll be able to move forward in a beautiful, balanced way. Okay? Then the next three cards are from the Crow Tarot, which I love the Crow Tarot. Wow. Okay. Okay. There's the Emperor. The Emperor, this can mean you embodying this energy of the Emperor, which is the Emperor. The Emperor, what can I say? It's that masculine divine energy, very decisive and control, the one people go to, the one who makes the rules, the Emperor energy. Very male energy, but simultaneously up came the Queen of Pentacles. And she is, the Queen of Pentacles, very earthy energy, a queen who loves a beautiful home, manages money very well, creates a beautiful space for herself. The Pentacles are earth energy, but they are also anything in our physical world surroundings. So between the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles, and she's also very kind of, she's very loving, she's very caring, and it's not exactly like the Queen of Cups, where she's, overflowing with emotion. She's very grounded and very, very good with putting practical matters into place in a beautiful way, in a way that supports everybody. So the Emperor, there are these two energies, this masculine and feminine. And there's maybe a little bit of this five of Pentacles. Okay? Now this is a card of feeling left out in the cold. In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, this shows a couple or a family outside of a church window, and it's snowing and they're in rags and they feel very poor. But inside the church, it's warm. There's warm light. It's also feeling cut off from faith, feeling cut off from the divine, feeling cut off and left out in the cold and separated. It's a very divisive card. But it's a choice. It's a choice that we make. It's a perception of the way we can see our lives. We can feel very left out of things, or very not in touch with what's warm, not in touch with what is nourishing and sweet, because maybe there's pride involved with, I don't want to take a handout, or no, that's not for me. But I don't know why this is coming to me, but for anybody in a certain religion, there are good people and there are people who don't make such great choices. There are people who choose to be kind and compassionate and loving. No matter what country you go to, no matter what religion you follow, there are people who are kind and loving and compassionate, and there are also people who choose to act differently. If you want the kindness and you want to live a life that's surrounded by love and inclusiveness, and you want that warmth and that nourishment from being part of something, look past, and this feels like it's related to the election, look past parties. This has to do with, how are we moving forward as a country? Look past the color of people's skin. Look past their religious affiliations. Look past political affiliations. Vote with your heart. This goes back to Hummingbird. Who are you? What makes you thrive? What makes you feel good? What makes you feel warm and, like there's beauty around you, that there's love around you? Everybody wants love and beauty and kindness and compassion, no matter where you're from, what language you speak. This is about being cut off, but you don't have to be cut off. The people, like in here it's the crows, obviously, because it's the crow tarot. But in the Rider-Waite tarot, it's a couple or it's a family outside of a church, and they don't have to be cold and poor. They can walk into the church and ask for help and get warm and warm themselves and be met with, warmth. Maybe they don't follow any religion, but it doesn't matter. That church is there for them. That ability to walk into a structure with warmth and a group and a community is there. It just means looking past the walls and seeing the light of the divine, and the light of the divine from above, and the light divine of the divine from within each one of us, which is in every single one of us. Okay? So, feel like this is kind of like a competition. There's the emperor, and he could be a bit overbearing. Or there's this beautiful Queen of Pentacles, a gentler energy that's very nourishing. So, how do you find that balance? How do you make these guys get along? You look past the differences, the external differences, and you find that light. That's what Namaste is all about. It's about the spirit in me honors the spirit in you. Even though as individuals in this lifetime, we all have free will and we make different choices. That's the paradox, is that when we're in this place of spirit, there's this connection. There is this inclusiveness. There is this feeling of belonging. Yet, the paradox is that we are individuals with free will with these personalities and these lifetimes and these bodies that we have to take care of. Okay, there's 3 Halloween tarot cards that wanted to speak. So, boom, 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 boom. The sun. Ooh. Oh, this is beautiful. So, some kind of message. Knight of Bats, which is Knight of Swords. Now, that can be a contentious card, but I feel like because of these 2 cards, which I'll show you in just a second, this can mean a message coming in real fast. Something coming in, an insight, a message, and it might not feel very comfortable, but it comes in really fast. Some kind of like boom, a message coming to you very quickly, a message coming in from somewhere very quickly about something. So this is all for this weekend. And it's coming in with the Six of Imps, which is the six of, what's the imps? The imps are the wands. Six of Wands, which is a victory card. That is a card of like going out to battle and coming home to your people, being celebrated after you've been through some kind of trial. Some kind of not a court trial. I mean a trial, some kind of challenge, some kind of life challenge. You've gone to battle, you've gone through something stressful, and you're returning home to your community and you're celebrated. The Six of Wands is also about knowing what you have to offer and what you've done and what your accomplishments are and who you are. Remember the hummingbird. That's going to allow you to thrive and be celebrated and to celebrate yourself. And that's coming up with the Sun card. Look how cute these Halloween cards are. I use these once a year. Sometimes more than once if I feel Halloweeny. Okay. So the Sun card, and yes, again, I'll say that this my camera will read things in reverse. We'll show you things in reverse. The Sun card is one of the best cards in the deck. It is bright. It is successful. Success, brightness, achievement, glory. Okay, and that's coming up with this card, the this is the victory card with the Sun. It is assured. When this message comes in, there's a message somehow of like, whatever it is you've been working on, whatever it is that you've been, doing with trying to balance maybe the masculine and the feminine, trying to balance two sides. And, this is from the Crow Tarot. Seeing that light within others that is also within you and looking past the boundaries, there will be great success. Not only with others, of course, because that is going to foster harmony between people. When we connect on a heart level and we look past superficial boundaries, when we take off our masks, and we come from our hearts, boom, there's victory. And we can celebrate each other, okay? As human beings, we can celebrate each other. And the Sun is successful. But this weekend, something's coming in really fast. There's some kind of fast message coming in. And it might not be pleasant, because this can be kind of a contentious card. And it might, this is a hard energy too, being able to say, I'm going to walk into that church and get the help. I feel really poor, but I'm going to go to the other side, to this other side of the wall where there's warmth and sustenance. And I'm not going to judge these people. A lot of them are not going to judge me either, and there's going to be community and warmth. I'm going to pull these two sides together, and there's success in that. So, and you can also choose to make a decision really quickly, but this feels like something coming in for this weekend, some kind of big energy coming in regard to victory, success, and the success of many, and the success of us individually, knowing who we are, celebrating who we are, and celebrating with other people, the Sun, in community coming together. That's the success, is somehow this weekend there's the ability to look beyond boundaries, beyond facades. Okay, now there are 3 more cards left, and they're oracle cards. So the Ganesha card is sustenance. This is beautiful. This came up the other day too. This is a lot like the hummingbird card, the first hummingbird card. You know how they feed on the nectar of flowers, and they are this rarefied, beautiful, rare bird. that needs a very specific, surroundings in order to thrive. Read about hummingbird. That's that message. Sustenance. What feeds you? What feeds you? And when you feed yourself healthy things, and when you make healthy choices that are based on your truth and your what's genuine to your heart, your values, what makes you feel loved, what makes you feel safe, what makes you feel part of a community. When you're nourishing yourself, you're able to nourish others. Okay, very, very important with all of these cards. The next card, and I know it's a full moon in Taurus, which perhaps may bring a little more stability to. Now it's a full moon, which might bring about heightened emotions for some people, but it might also bring about a feeling of stability like there hasn't been, which is great. And it's the moon card. This is from the Moonology Oracle deck. It's coming up. Communication is key. Okay? Communication is key. And it says new moon in Gemini, which, this weekend is a full moon in Taurus. But the energy for this weekend is communication. It's looking at the other and communicating. This whole reading it's working together. It's really important to see the other, be able to shift your perspective to see the other as not the enemy, but twins. Like, these are twins. They're joined. They're not joined twins. What I mean is, they're not so different. Underneath, like, we're more alike than we're different. Okay? And the last card that's coming up for this weekend reading, yellow, purify your body. This says purify your body. And yes, I know I'll say this for the third time, but my camera will show you things in reverse. But I more look at the color than the words. Purify your body, yes, which is also look what you take in. Taking in, sustenance. What feeds you? What makes you thrive? What's healthy for you? What do you eat that's healthy for you? But also, what do you listen to? What do you watch? What kind of movies do you watch? What choices do you make? What do you do with your spare time? Make the choices what you ingest, and it's not just food. Everything's food. What you see. You can look out the window and see something that's like, oh my gosh, that just lifted me and that's beautiful. What do you feel when you see, okay, this sounds really, really kitschy, but a rainbow, what do you see? What do you feel when you see a rainbow? I see cars pulling on the side of the road, people taking pictures on social media. When there's a rainbow in the sky, social media is filled with pictures of that rainbow because people stopped and took a picture of it. What are you putting into? What are you taking in to yourself visually? Think about all the senses. It's not just food. Visually, audio. What are you listening to? What are you seeing? What are you feeling? Who are you engaging with? And how are you engaging with them? Communication is key. Communication is key. Okay? To bringing down those boundaries and those walls. Not boundaries as in personal boundaries, but boundaries as in separation. Like that this 5 of Pentacles card from the Crow Tarot. This is about separation from the divine and separation from community. We all have a choice to be part of our world community, our local communities. Take down those boundaries, take down those walls, and celebrate each other, celebrate yourself. Find the joy, the thing that feels fresh and new and joyful. Yellow is a very playful, joyful color. It's sunny. I mean, here's the sun card from the Halloween tarot deck. The sun. which is one of the best cards in the deck. Success. The sun, without the sun, our world, life on our planet would not exist. Okay? Without the sun, the sunlight, trees wouldn't grow, crops wouldn't grow. We would have no food. We wouldn't be alive. Our atmosphere, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a science person. But without the sun, we wouldn't be here. But the sun is successful. It's success. And it's nourishment. And it's everybody being okay. And this yellow card, watch what you take in. Purify your body. Watch what you take in. But there's great success with connecting with other people and not feeling separated. This weekend is a time to come together. A time to first acknowledge yourself. Here's Hummingbird. Acknowledge yourself and what makes you thrive, what makes you uniquely you, and what feels good, what feels like love and beauty and sustenance and sweetness. It's about the sweetness of life and finding a way to lay down those burdens and be your fiery self, okay? Whether you're fiery or not, but being yourself, being your true self, letting that sun, the sun shines on everybody, there's the eternal blue sky, which is over everybody on the planet. There's the sun that shines on everybody over the planet. Get this perspective. Get a sense of yourself with your own values and your own what you need to thrive, but then get that perspective, because that will help you when you know your own heart to reach out to others and to knock down those artificial barriers. They're really artificial. I know that cultures exist and there are colors of the skin and there are, religious differences, cultural differences, but underneath, the eternal blue sky and that beautiful bright golden sun nourishes us all and makes every single one of us able to survive and thrive and live. So be aware of that this weekend. Whether you celebrate Halloween, which is an honoring of, you might celebrate a scary Halloween. Why do you do that? What brings you to that? Why do you make the choices you make? That's about knowing yourself. What mask are you going to wear? Or if you celebrate Dia de los Muertos or any other, Samhain, where you're honoring your ancestors, it's crossing that veil, so that's another boundary. Like this crow card, being in touch with the ones on, in the light and not feeling cast out from the divine and not feeling cast out from community, family, friends, the people around you who mean something. Reaching through that veil, that wall. Okay? And communication. Watch your words and watch the things that you take in. Okay? Sustenance. And there you go. So that's your reading. So, wow. So happy October 31st and full moon. Happy Saturday. Happy Sunday. Happy end of October. Happy beginning of November. Happy birthday to those Scorpios out there. And thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to comment down below if you would like a private reading with me. You can check out my links below and go to my website to book a reading with me over the phone or Zoom. And I have a free newsletter, and I often give away free readings to people who are subscribers. So if you want to subscribe to my free newsletter, that link's down below too. And if you'd like to just share anything what this reading might have meant to you, feel free to post below. I love to hear from you. So have a great weekend, everybody. Okay. Peace, love, and blessings to every single one of you.